And then a little bit of our thickened up beef and bean chili. I know, he's getting kooky. And then a little bit of our green rice with spinach, cilantro, green chili, green onion, and lime juice. If you want this less spicy, just omit the chili from it. And then I gotta move this aside so we can wrap and roll. Tuck this sucker in on the two edges first, then give a big pull up from the bottom, and you wrap and roll all at the same time, pressing down on your little burritos, and then set them into place. Crazy! And then you take a big old knife, and there's your burritos on a burrito. Happy Cinco de Mayo! What's going on? And then, if you're like me, I find that women especially do this a lot. I always put a little extra salsa on the plate so I feel like, oh, look at all the vegetables I'm eating. That's somehow helping. Okay, that was a fun one, but I'm sure we've got some proper tacos and margaritas coming down in our taco takedown. And we're gonna be back with Katie Lee, Josh, and Rick Bayless right after this. Come on back.
Coming up,
I don't know who's going to win, but it sure smells good.
we're crowning the champion of our first ever Taco Takedown.
You may not dream of a world with the perfect bath tissue, but that's okay, because we do. New Fiora. Stay bright.
It's a taste so bold, yet so smooth, it could only be called Black Silk from Folgers. A taste you can enjoy fresh brewed, 1 cup at a time or on the go. Black Silk from Folgers.
Flavor feeds the soul. It's the beat you move to. The track you don't want to end. That's why these all-new Special K snack bars are full of the good stuff, like golden oats, dark chocolatey chunks, and salty pretzels. Each for 100 feel-good calories. Because you should give life all the flavor you've got. Special K snacks. Be flavorful.
Moisture continues to stream into South Florida from the tropics, giving us higher chances for rain today. We'll let you know where we could see the most rainfall through the rest of the day. Also, we're still watching for the potential development of a subtropical storm.
You're driving along and then it happens. You get hurt in a car accident.
Call Rubenstein Law. A client of theirs hurt their neck, and Rubenstein Law got them $200,000. Now that's a lot of money.
I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein. Call me. I want to be your attorney.
The lowest prices of the season is extended for 1 more week at Ashley Furniture Home Store. Last chance for drastic reductions on hundreds of best-selling items starting at just $288. Plus, no interest until 2017. Our lowest prices on beds, huge savings on sofas, and lowest prices on dining rooms. Time is running out for no interest until 2017. Prices starting at just $288. Last chance. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home.
Results of our taco takedown between Katie Lee and Josh Capon. Rick Bayless was our judge. I mean, no finer on the planet Earth. This man knows his tacos. He even gave you the double challenge of making him a delicious margarita to wash down his tacos.
This is a really nice challenge, I have to admit.
You're very clever, Rick. I really like it when you stop by. Incidentally, don't forget to download Rick's slow cooker recipe. It's just fantastic. You know, it was a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, and you get all those beautiful fresh garnishes.
You know, from More Mexican Every Day, the book that we were featuring today. So give us your breakdown on the tacos and the margaritas. Ladies first. Katie Lee.
I thought it was beautiful. It was super well balanced. You said you were going to go for that, and you really achieved that beautiful
Katie Lee's protein. She bashed open the piñata, and it was ground beef.
ground beef, and that's a challenge, okay? And I thought it was really beautiful. Josh, I thought yours had gorgeous, interesting little bits and
Josh was
pieces.
cooking
He was
steak,
making steak taco and had pineapple in it, and I liked all of that. Now, I will say, Josh used the corn tortillas. Katie Lee used a flour tortilla. I have to say, just because I've spent so much time in Mexico, Josh, yours took me right back to Mexico. It gave me this
corn
amazing
Margaritas are a part of this.
We only have one of these trophies.
Yeah, I know.
But if it was just a margarita competition, I'm sorry it would go to Katie.
What kind of margaritas did they make?
Well, okay, so your margarita had papaya in it. And usually, it's not my thing. I go for a more classic kind of flavor. But it was so well balanced. It was so
Well,
beautiful.
she's really into that whole balance thing.
It was super delicious.
I'm so glad you said that because I really threw that together at the end. It threw me for a loop.
You
so I'm
should
glad it
take
was
note
good.
of that recipe because it's a good one.
Josh, you should
Okay?
start serving it at Toro Blanco, a fabulous restaurant here in New York.
Margarita coming
Right,
soon.
okay, so I have to deliver the...
The taco champion. Before you start celebrating, before these two start celebrating and Josh starts showing off his trophy, you know, it is kind of rude. It is a holiday to have the audience not get something. I mean, we don't only have one trophy, so why don't you hit that taco pinata for me, Rick? And let's see if we can find some, a little prize for everybody. Well, you're good at that.
Two hands. Come on. And I didn't even get... Oh,
Okay, pull this string. Pull this string.
This is just not right.
Give me this string.
I can't even do that well.
Oh my God, give me this. What's in this taco?
There it is.
I got it. Oh, this is fun. Everybody can go home today and make some margaritas because everyone is going to get the Nutri Ninja Blender.
After a car accident, money talks.
That's why people are talking about Steinger is going green.
They've helped clients get more money for their accidents.
Like, how much are we talking?
30, 40, even 50 times more.
Whoa, get this.
They got Diane $1.9 million after her car accident.
$1.9 million?
That's what I'm talking about.
Money for her medical bills.
Money for her family.
Money for her peace of mind.
It's no wonder.
People are talking about Steinger is going green.
800-561-1111.
Right now on News Channel 5.
All right now on High Five in action on the radar. Lots of wind as well outside.
Plus, we're tracking the tropics for a system that could be developing. Let's go straight to Storm Team 5's Glenn Glazer for the latest. Hey, Glenn.
Good afternoon. Yeah, we're watching it carefully here. National Hurricane Center has gone ahead and given this area right here in the orange cone area. This is where we have a 40% chance for the development of a subtropical storm over the next few days. The good news for us is even as the low pressure begins to develop develop here and moves to the north. Looks like if a storm does develop, it will be well to the northeast of our viewing area. And so the impact will be a little less than we had previously thought, especially if it develops way up here off the coast of Georgia and the Carolinas. In the meantime, we've got a lot of moisture moving up from the south today. So even though the low may develop a little farther away from us, we're still going to see showers and a few thunderstorms over the next couple of days as all this moisture streams in from the south. We're going to take a close-up look at that and an improving forecast for later in the week coming up in just a few minutes.
So we do have breaking traffic news right now. I-95 shut down in Boca Raton, this affecting the northbound lanes. Chopper 5 is in the sky. Johan is there. Johan, this is a pretty decent backup too.
Oh, yes. Good afternoon, Holly. Live in Chopper 5 in the Boca Raton area. Let me take you down live and show you. This is northbound 95. That's Glades Road, bottom left-hand corner. And you can see all the way to Palmetto Park Road and beyond northbound delays. So anyone coming in from the Broward County area, you go have slowdowns. Good news, though. Good news. They just reopened northbound. All lanes open. So it's going to get back to speed around the next half hour or so. Another accident, southbound 95. This is just before Linton Boulevard. 2 of the left lanes blocked. Slowdowns in the Delray, Boca Raton area along 95. Do be aware of it. Give yourself a little bit of extra time. That's how it looks up here in Chopper 5. I'm Johan Hoffman. Back to you.
New this noon, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office announcing a series of sweeping measures it say will better ensure public trust and transparency. This after the Contact 5 investigators in a joint investigation with the Palm Beach Post discovered major problems with how PBSO investigates shooting that involved their own. Contact 5 investigator Katie Legrone has the details right now. Katie?
Mike, this dramatic action by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office announced about an hour ago. It involves a number of major moves, including FBI involvement in a case. In an effort to ensure transparency, the Sheriff's Office says it will now be working to improve all of its internal procedures. The agency will also launch regional citizen advisory meetings to better engage the public. And finally, and perhaps most significantly, PBSO has announced they've been in touch with the FBI and have welcomed them to review one specific case. Although they did not say which case that is at this point. We have also learned PBSO has asked a police research forum to formally review all of its internal affairs policies and procedures. PBSO announcing these moves about a week after our joint investigation with the Palm Beach Post. The sheriff has agreed to sit down with us this afternoon. We'll hear his details coming up tonight at 4, 5, and 6. Katie Legrone, WPTV News Channel 5.
All right, Katie, thank you. Indy and River County fire investigators are still working to find out how a fire started at an animal rescue facility in Vero Beach. A lot of damage to the main house at Critter Haven Exotic Animal Rescue. 2 exotic birds were killed when the flames broke out last night, and electricity to some of the other buildings was also out. Animals stay here as well, so the rescue crew is using generators to keep water pumping in the fish tanks and to keep the temperature cool for other animals.
Seeing this right now is just, I'm still in shock. It's just surreal. It's just not right.
The vice president there of the rescue saying the owner also lost valuable artwork and artifacts in the fire.
Change coming to the West Palm Beach Nursing Academy. It's on probation with the state and facing student protests. First told you about this last week about students' concern of too much learning material and testing and not enough guidance from teachers in their one-year RN program. The school's launching a pilot program it says will better suit students. The school right now on probation because its exam passing rates have fallen below the national average for the past 2 years. The dean held the first of several meetings with students last night. Those students could make suggestions and vote on needed changes for their classes. A former West Palm Beach teacher charged with sexually assaulting students is scheduled to start this month. The trial, that is. Attorneys for Stephen Budd were in court today for the hearing before the trial is set to begin. Budd's trial scheduled right now as it stands for May 26th. He used to work as a teacher at Rosarian Academy. He is accused of sexual activity with 2 fourth-grade students and giving them so-called Bud Bucks or candy in exchange for sexual acts. The search still on for a missing teenager from Wellington. PBSO says 15-year-old Caitlin Notice is endangered and might be with an 18-year-old named Luis Gonzalez. She hasn't been seen since Saturday night. If you have any information, you can call PBSO or share the status on our Facebook, WPTV.
Prosecutors have dropped charges against the former Riviera Beach police officer accused of hiding his HIV status from his girlfriend. Police arrested Dexter Richardson last July. His longtime girlfriend says he infected her with HIV and only admitted to being HIV positive after she was already infected. But Richardson's attorney says evidence proves she knew about his disease all along and kept dating him.
I went past someone's house that I knew, and I remember seeing their Christmas lights. It's the only thing I really...
Only on 5. For the first time, you will hear from the Jupiter woman left for dead after she was hit by a car Christmas Eve. Ashley Southard was run down on Indiantown Road by a driver who didn't stop to help her. More than 4 months later, police say that driver is still on the loose. Now, Southard talked exclusively to News Channel 5's Chris Stewart and told him what it was like to be left for dead in the middle of that road in Jupiter. Ashley was on life support for 2 weeks. Several broken ribs, shattered bones, and a collapsed lung. She has had 6 surgeries and still has 2 more to go.
What they did won't break me, and I'll continue to do the things I wanted to do before, but karma does come back around. It finds everybody, no matter where you are.
The community has rallied around Ashley. A GoFundMe page that we have a link to on the WPTV app has raised nearly $45,000. Tonight on News Channel 5 at 11, we'll look at this investigation into what happened to Ashley.
The 14-year-old who tried paying his classmate to kill his family will spend up to 3 years in a state juvenile detention center. The judge who sentenced him yesterday called him manipulative. The judge also saying the only worst crime he could have committed would have been actually seeing those murders through. The teen's attorney argued he should have been given probation, but prosecutors say the family feels he will get the best rehab and treatment with this sentence.
I'm glad that we were able to achieve this result for them. They have a sense of closure.
The assistant state attorney says the teen could be relocated to a state juvenile detention center by the end of the week.
ISIS now claiming responsibility for Sunday's failed attack in Texas on an exhibit featuring caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad. This comes as police and federal agents continue to search for evidence and answers. Jay Gray has the details.
Today, a new look inside the anti-Muslim event, the organizer responding as the attempted attack unfolds.
Sorry, we got to stop this right now.
Shots fired by roommates ISIS now calls Soldiers and Brothers, the terror group for the first time ever, claiming responsibility for an attack on U.S. soil. Calling Elton Simpson and Nadir Sufi soldiers for the caliphate during a radio broadcast and threatening larger, more brazen American attacks. To this point, though, the group has not offered any evidence of involvement, leading some to believe it could be an opportunistic claim to grab attention. As the attention of investigators shifts to Phoenix and the men's apartment, friends and family members asking the same questions as federal agents: how and why?
That's all the stuff you hear on TV about all those organizations that do all these horrible things. It never entered my mind that anybody I knew would even do something like that, much less somebody in the family.
Sufi apparently had no criminal history, but Simpson was added to an FBI terror watch list 5 years ago after he was convicted of lying to federal agents about plans to travel to Somalia to join a terror group there. And now investigators are trying to learn more about his failed attack here at home. Jay Gray, NBC News, Garland, Texas.
Despite it being an arrestable offense, some Floridians using medical marijuana are getting away with it, and attorneys have found a way to sway a jury. In some cases, the defendant has proved a severe medical necessity, and they've been able to walk free. Attorney Michael Minardi says it doesn't mean those clients still can't grow or can still grow or smoke the pot once those charges are dropped. He says they can still be arrested and prosecuted again.
It's an affirmative defense, which allows people after they're arrested and being prosecuted to say, hey, listen, I had a justification.
Minardi says there are also companies convincing patients they can use medical marijuana legally. The website for Health Law Services in Jacksonville says state law currently allows patients to use pot as a medicine if a doctor orders it. Minardi says he is currently representing some of those patients who've been arrested.
Changing attitudes about sex. Coming up, a new survey on sex and sex partners.
And a war between cell phone companies, what one is offering to win over customers.
And what's a restaurant doing to try to gain more customers? Very creative here. We'll talk about it when we're back in 60 seconds with more local coverage.
Teamwork, over 35 years experience. At Cersei Denny, we have an experienced team to pursue justice.
At Cersei Denny, we pursue justice if you're a victim of an auto or trucking accident. Learn more at CerseiLaw.com.
Addiction, like a thunderstorm, begins with a single drop, sweeping families away in the surge.
I didn't have my father in my life, my mother, I didn't know where she was.
Here in South Florida, Faith Farm Ministries, a free residential recovery program, provides shelter from the storm.
Faith Farm gave me the hope. Faith Farm gave me the love.
Miracles happen every day here.
To learn the many ways you can support Faith Farm Ministries, including the donation of usable household items, visit faithfarm.org.
Do you know that a fully loaded tractor trailer going 65 miles an hour needs almost 2 football fields to stop? Remember this to avoid an accident. Learn more at CerseiLaw.com.
The attorneys of Cersei Denny, a passion for justice.
10 minutes after 12, a new study about sex, and it says the average millennial has had fewer sexual partners than baby boomers born in the 1950s. The study also reveals changing attitudes about sex, showing the acceptance of premarital sex and homosexuality is at an all-time high. Approval of premarital sex rose from 42% in 2000 to 58% in 2012. Acceptance of same-sex relationships more than tripled between 1990 and 2012.
All right, you may be able to capitalize on this one right here. A cell phone war is going on with T-Mobile and Verizon customers. T-Mobile is offering Verizon customers a free 2-week trial if they switch their number to a T-Mobile phone. And at the end of the trial, Verizon customers can either return the T-Mobile phone and pay nothing or turn in their Verizon phone, and T-Mobile will pay off any outstanding device payments or early termination fees of up to $650. Trying to win over more customers, Panera Bread says it is cutting out all of its artificial additives and preservatives from its food by the end of next year. Panera's CEO says the restaurant chain wants to provide better food to its customers. Panera joins several chains pledging to make the food more pure. McDonald's, for one, saying it's no longer going to use chickens treated with certain antibiotics. And Chipotle, you may have heard this, plans to cut all genetically modified food from its menu.
Palm Beach makes a top 10 list, but it's not looking good if you want to rent there. Plus, the latest Floridian to enter the presidential contest.
And we're watching a lot of moisture pouring in from the tropics today. Here's a quick look at what's happening on the radar picture there. And got good chances for rain and when we could see a subtropical storm develop off the Florida coast. We'll talk about it coming up.
It's your money in a Publix price match. Same food, different stores, different prices. From Boca to Fort Pierce, are the cheaper groceries at your local Publix? It's your money. Thursday on WPTV News Channel 5 at 11.
When you need to know about the weather, you round up the usual characters. You know the type. They know about this, they know about that, they even know about these. Now, your family can have days like this and that. Storm Team 5.
After an accident, be careful posting pictures and activities on social media.
The insurance companies can use your posts in court. I know. I used to work for them. Now I work for you. Don't leave money on the table. Call Kibbe Wagner today. 1-800-311-KW-LAW.
Hello, Jupiter Tequesta. I need some help with my air conditioning.
Quick, efficient home repair is reason to celebrate.
Just steps away from the water, relax and enjoy the atmosphere and amazing food with locations across South Florida. Mulligan's Beach House Bar and Grill. Fun and food for the entire family.
The Palm Beach Post is your local news leader, delivering complete coverage you can count on. More than just headlines, the Post uncovers important news, providing depth, analysis, and perspective on the stories that impact your life. With the largest local news team, the Post has more reporters to cover the news where you live. When you want the real story, there's only one source. The Palm Beach Post, in print, on your tablet and smartphone. The Palm Beach Post. Real news starts here.
Do you need general legal information? You can talk to an attorney on the telephone during Dial a Lawyer today until 4 p.m. Call 561-687-2800. This is a free community service of the Palm Beach County Bar Association.
Catch your News Channel 5 updates throughout the day on News Radio WJNO.
Hello, Jupiter to Cuesta? I need some help with my plumbing.
Quick, efficient home repair is reason to celebrate.
What do insurance companies fear the most?
Trial lawyers who show up and fight. I know. I used to work for them. Now I work for you.
Don't leave money on the table. Call Kibbe Wagner Trial Lawyers, 1-800-311-KW-LAW.
Closed captioning on WPTV is sponsored by Bethesda Health.
Delray Beach is expected to decide today on a $300,000 upgrade to the ventilation systems at fire stations. Now, a number of studies show diesel exhaust from fire trucks and ambulances lead to cancer and respiratory issues among firefighters. Current fans in the firehouse garages currently just aren't getting the job done. You could see some residue on some of the walls and doors. The fire department already has some protocols in place to keep exhaust out of the bays. For example, doesn't start the trucks until everyone is inside and ready to go.
It's inevitable that at some point as we drive in and out, that those carcinogens would then be released inside the space.
The new system would attach tubes to mufflers, taking exhaust directly outside.
Jupiter could bring a microbrewery to town. There's going to be a public hearing on this tonight. 7 o'clock is the time. In February, the town council voted to approve a proposal to change zoning requirements to allow the craft beer maker. The people behind Civil Society Brewing Company hope to open sometime this summer. Former Arkansas governor and now Florida resident Mike Huckabee announced this morning he is running for president. Huckabee ran for president in 2008. He won the Iowa caucus before losing support and dropping out of the race. Huckabee is the latest Floridian to join this race. Yesterday, retired West Palm Beach physician Ben Carson announced he's also running. Senator Marco Rubio is in the race, and former Governor Jeb Bush is soon expected to announce he's in.
Palm Beach is in the top 10. That's the top 10 when it comes to worst cities in the country to rent. Forbes came out with its rankings, and Palm Beach places 10th on the list. San Francisco first, with renters paying an average of $2,800. Yikes. In Palm Beach, the average monthly rent is a little more than $1,300. Forbes points out one of the factors making Palm Beach a rough place to rent is the rent goes up 8% each year.
As a renter myself, not surprised at all by that.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't surprised when I saw that at all.
All right, you know what day it is?
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, and Mr. Food's Test Kitchen is cooking up something pretty special.
All right, it's a recipe that's going to have your taste buds doing a little dance. Let's see what it is.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. This is one holiday, like the 4th of July, that you don't have to ask, what date does it fall on? Since Cinco de Mayo in Spanish means the 5th of May. But what you might get asked is, what are we having for dinner to celebrate it? Well, when you tell them shrimp chimichangas, they'll come running. I'll show you. After sauteing some frozen fried shrimp until they're crispy, we place them on a cutting board and chop them up so they're about the size of an almond. Now, we mix them with some thawed corn along with a bit of chopped cilantro. And since we started with frozen corn and shrimp, it makes it really weeknight friendly. After giving it a good mix, we spoon this into flour tortillas along with a generous amount of cheese. We fold them up in the shape of an envelope and put them on a cookie sheet, seam side down, and give them a spritz of cooking spray before popping them in the oven. While they're baking, you can whip up an easy cilantro avocado sauce to serve over them. Once you bite into these, you'll love how all the flavors come together. And according to all of our taste testers here, you could eat this sauce on practically anything. It's that good. I hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our shrimp chimichangas as a way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo or really any day. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, which will be the 6th of May, for even more Ooh, It's So Good.
I think I'm ready to eat right now. Shrimp chimichangas. Oh my goodness. All right. Check out this recipe once again, just in case you forgot any of the ingredients. You know, you got to have them all. Go to our website, WPTV.com/Mr. Food.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a look outside our Live 5 camera over Peanut Island and Singer Island, and, well, not the prettiest of days across the area. Not too bad. We do have some rainfall around, but it's not a complete washout. Let's take a look at what's happening on the satellite picture, and we got a lot of things going on down to our south here. Showers and thunderstorms streaming up to the north. Got a little inverted trough right here, helping to generate some showers and storms. National Hurricane Center, again, giving this area here about a 40% chance for a subtropical storm to develop over the next few days. And if it does develop, it'll get a name. The name is Ana. It's the first name on the list this year. Yeah, May is earlier than hurricane season. Hurricane season doesn't start until June 1st, but it's not unheard of to see a storm develop during the month of May. Let's take a quick look at what's happening here on the radar picture, and you can see all of the rainfall really just funneling up into South Florida here. Now, we've got a lot going on. We've got winds that are, well, pretty strong coming in from the east-northeast this afternoon, helping to carry that rainfall in. And look down here, a little something going on right in here, a little inverted trough here. This could be where we start to see that low pressure develop that could eventually become that subtropical storm. A quick look at the rainfall across Lake Okeechobee right now. It's some pretty heavy rainfall there. Some lighter rainfall out to the east here. But right around Port St. Lucie, PGA Village, Tradition, that's where we're seeing some of the heavier rainfall come in right now. Everywhere else, it's just kind of light rainfall. But we still have the chance through the rest of the day. There's Boca with a few showers coming in. Still have a chance through the rest of the day for scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two in the mix. There's a quick look at the rainfall. Here's 4 o'clock this afternoon. You'll see there's still some showers around. And then as we get into late tonight and tomorrow, we'll start to watch for that low pressure to begin to develop. In fact, it could be off our coast and over near the Bahamas by the time we get to the morning rush hour tomorrow, and then really kind of getting itself together as we get into tomorrow night and into Thursday and Friday. And this is where Thursday and Friday, where it really could become a subtropical storm. The good news for us is by the time that happens, it's going to be pretty far away. It'll be up to the northeast there, so its impact won't be as great on us because it'll be up to the north. So that's good news for us. We still could see some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, and then it looks like some drier air will start to move in as we get to Thursday and Friday and into the weekend. So today, windy, rainy with showers and a few thunderstorms possible throughout the rest of the day. Tomorrow, scattered showers, a few thunderstorms, maybe a little sunshine here and there, and then that drier air starts to work in Thursday all the way through Friday and into the weekend.
All right, Beyonce certainly has been talking, and it wasn't just the dress last night.
Not just the dress. We'll tell you what else she did to make a fashion statement. That's coming up next.
Car accident?
People are talking about Steinger is going green.
After Marita's accident, they got her $94,000.
Check this out. Steinger is going green got Rod $900,000.
Talk about getting paid. 800-561-1111.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, pile high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then top with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. It starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one. Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
And your new dentures will be ready in a few weeks.
A few weeks? How am I going to eat?
With this.
I am not doing that.
Okay, let's try something new.
And your dentures will be ready Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
At Aspen Dental, we're not just fixing teeth, we're fixing dentistry with dentures in days, not weeks. Just call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
My husband had stopped for an animal in the road. A truck came along and did not stop.
Elaine turned to us to help fight for the care and money her husband deserved.
Kogan and DeSalvo, they're all wonderful people. They work very hard. They never quit. They don't give up. If there's any other avenues that they can explore, they'll do it to help you as much as they can. We've been very fortunate to have them.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured, call Kogan and DeSalvo now.
When what's inside is important to your family, choose our family. At All My Sons Moving and Storage, we're family owned and operated with over 4 generations of packing, storing, and moving experience. At All My Sons, you get a guaranteed binded price in writing. So, whether we pack the box or you do, or if you're moving 1 mile, 1 city, or 1 state away, let our family move yours. Call or click now to save $100 off your move with All My Sons Moving and Storage.
Being a nurse is about dedication. It's about compassion. It's about teamwork, helping one another, and pulling together. It's about hard work, strength, and determination. And at the end of the day, you'll know you were there to make a difference when it mattered most. Call Kaiser University today at 1-888-212-0107.
Car accident?
People are talking about Steinger is going green.
When Deborah was injured in a car accident, the other driver refused to admit fault.
So Deborah called Steinger is going green.
They got the truth.
And Deborah got the cash. $1 million.
800-561-1111. HD News on WPTV is sponsored by Stanley Steamer.
Coming up for 4 o'clock on The Now with Shannon Cake, a local man has turned his love of gardening into a web-based business designed to help you love gardening as well. Plus, if you're a parent, how many times have you caught yourself in one night saying it's bedtime? We have some one-liners from parents that kinds of sums up parenting as a whole.
All the time. It's bedtime. It's bedtime. Okay, finally this noon, Beyonce did it again. She has people talking this time about her appearance at the Costume Institute Gala in New York last night. She walked the red carpet in a shockingly sheer Givenchy gown that all but, well, guaranteed every eye would be on her. She is the queen after all. And to top it off, you ready, Mike? She showed up fashionably late. But you can do that. I mean, when you're Beyonce.
I didn't really listen to what you were saying. I was looking at Beyonce.
You were looking at Beyonce. Glenn's looking at Beyonce too. Look, she can
I'm looking
pull
at
off.
the radar.
Yeah,
but
right.
I saw the dress earlier. I saw the dress earlier today, so there it is.
Okay.
Again, the National Hurricane Center giving this area here 40% chance for a subtropical storm to develop. At this point, it looks like if and when it does develop, we could see it pretty far to our north, but we're still going to see some rainfall today and some tomorrow. So keep an eye on the radar there, and we'll keep you up to date during our newscast and, of course, on Facebook and Twitter.
All right, that does it for us, everyone. Have a great afternoon. Stay dry if you can.
You know, getting your air conditioner tuned up is just as important as getting your car tuned up.
Yeah, but how do you stay so clean?
Save up to $1,650 or pay no interest until 2020 on a new Trane air conditioning system.
I love those guys.
Well, we all have them. I'm talking about cell phones. And with the advanced technologies that they all have, along with those on the web, parents need to be aware of some of the traps that young kids can fall into with phones and on the internet. I'm joined now by Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine from the offices of Anajar and Levine with more.
I was actually shocked to find out that one of my family members bought their 8-year-old daughter a phone, and my natural reaction was to cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
And it turned out she was the last one in her class to get one. So all these kids are 8 years old and they're walking out with these phones that can take pictures, that can post on the web, that can do all these functions. And I think you have, as a parent, you got to be a little bit more responsible. You know, there are softwares out there that can, you know, make sure that it limits the ability of the phone to, you know, send data or information out. And especially with pictures, videos, I get calls from parents all the time that they're upset that an image of their child is out on the web and they can't do anything about it because once it's out there, it's out there.
Sure.
So I think look at it as a privilege and understand that sometimes it's got to be more age appropriate, and what are the steps that we can do to try to, you know, put parental controls on it to make sure that something bad doesn't happen.
And as a parent, you have an obligation to not, you know, everyone wants their privacy, but, you know, reading the kid's diary, and in this case, reading the kid's phone and making sure that you're kind of monitoring who they're texting, what they're putting up online, and what they're doing and what access they have. is very important, because as a parent, you're responsible for what your kid does, both from a civil liability standpoint, as well if they do end up getting in trouble if something really bad happens. You know, you've got a criminal problem on your hand from something that your kid might have done in it without thinking about it, and all of a sudden you got some real significant legal problems. So you really have to be proactive with it.
Very good advice. For more information, call 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733, or go to southfloridainjurylaw.com.
Legal Playbook is sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine.
Tonight on The Voice, we're down to the final 6. 2 will perform live for one last chance to win your instant save.
I expect to see you in the finale.
The Voice, new tonight, 8/7 Central here on NBC. Tonight, watch TV history when Undateable goes live. Wait, what? An all-new hour when anything can happen. And watch out for special surprise guests. Undateable, the live episode, tonight after The Voice here on NBC.
Yeah, I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. I tried so hard, I can't ride above it. I don't know what it is about that little gal's loving, but I like it, I love it, I want some more of it.
2 hands are better than 1. So play 2 hands at once at Multi-Action Poker. Double the action, double the fun, exclusively at the Isle.
Oh, baby.
The air conditioner is all tuned up and ready to go.
So is the car, minus a few parts. Call Lindstrom today and get a 19-point air conditioning tune-up for only $89.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Let's go, everybody! Hey! Welcome to Let's Ask America. I'm Bill Bellamy, and we have 4 amazing people from all across the country on their webcams trying to win up to $35,000. So let's meet them. From Chattanooga, Tennessee, give it up for Donna. From Harlem, New York, go Freddie, go Freddie, go Freddie. From Monroe, North Carolina, give it up for Sean. From Santan Valley, Arizona, Erica, welcome. Welcome, everybody. We asked America their opinions on a bunch of fun topics. All you have to do is guess what America said and win big money. If you're ready to have some fun, say yeah! All right, let's get this party started. The first question is worth $100. The answers are your ex-girlfriend, a chili dog, and the question is, what do bachelors say they most likely want at 2 a.m. even though they know it's bad for them?